Welcome to Three Count Commentaries. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do not a review of Triplemania Regia, but we're going to do a news and notes from Triplemania Regia. Now, the reason I don't do reviews of AAA is because I don't even know everybody that's on the card all the time. But I do enjoy watching the shows because there are car crash shows. It is absolutely sometimes the most insane wrestling shows that you could ever sit down and put into your brain. I mean, I'm talking absolute insanity all the time. And a lot of nameless, faceless Mexicans. But even among all the Mexicans I don't know, it's usually some people I do know. And there's usually some pretty good stuff nestled in there somewhere. This show had less good than usual. Usually, AAA at least has a very, very good singles match. There was no good singles match on this show, but there was a couple of good tag team matches. And the main event was a nice little scrum too. Some pretty cool moments. Some of which went over my head, but all in all, it was a very weird show and exactly what I expect a AAA show to be. So, so I'm going to skip through most of this show. In fact, let's just focus on the guys that we know. For a starter, Cibernetico is back. I actually do know who Cibernetico is. I did see some matches from his on YouTube back when I was looking at El Mesias matches, Ricky Banderas. I believe I watched El Mesias wrestle Dr. Wagner Jr. in every match imaginable. And then in there sometimes was Cibernetico. So I was glad to see him back. I didn't know he had been gone for so long. He'd been gone for almost 10 years. So glad he's back. I don't know how old he is or what he can do, but whatever. Sam Adonis, who is the little brother of Corey Graves, did a moonsault. Tried to do a moonsault on Chessmine, where Chessmine was on a stretcher. It was part of his heel thing. He was going to attack the guy on the stretcher. He overshot and hit the concrete floor. Of course, he was okay. He just laid there and laughed at himself for being a goddamn putz. Then he got up and threw some punches on Chessmine, which was pretty funny. That's hilarious. So Phoenix and Penta cut a promo where they talked about being the best tag team in the universe and said that Vicky Guerrero had disrespected Mexico and Mexicans and they're going to get their titles back. Then FTR came to the ring with Hugo Savinovich. They were pushing him around. Vicky spoke very little Spanish. I'm not sure if Vicky speaks Spanish or not. I'm not entirely sure. FTR then said that there will be no more flips. There will be no more masks. There will be no more costumes. And that Lucha Libre sucks. And then he said that they will be the saviors of Lucha Libre. This was, I think, Dax talking. Of course, that's confusing to say that Lucha Libre sucks and that we're going to save it. Especially since it contrasted with what they said later, which is when they said Lucha Libre is dead. So the match was the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Penta, versus FTR with Vicky Guerrero. To go along with their 80s retro theme, which is, of course, a remix of the Midnight Express theme, the FTR was also playing homage to Art Barr and Eddie Guerrero with the gear, the flag and everything. Vicky was also in on this, which is very sweet. It was very cool. So I understand why Vicky was there now, because they wanted to do an Eddie Guerrero homage in Mexico. So that was cool. Dax even did a Eddie Guerrero spot in this match where he was being a cowardly heel, begging off, and he ended up kissing Penta's feet, which I seen Eddie do numerous times in matches when he was a heel. Excellent stuff. It got a good pop out of me, only because I know Eddie's his shtick, so it was great. I didn't know this match was a ladder match. I don't think it was even announced as a ladder match. It's just guys showed up with ladders. That's the thing about AAA, man. You can't get too married to the rules. You can't, they don't even. When we get to the match with Cain Velasquez, I swear to God, I didn't even know who was on whose team. It was just confusion all the way around. But in this match, it was a ladder match. So they did, of course, all kinds of stuff. FTR ended up blowing smoke in Penta's face while he was on the top of the ladder. He fell off and fell through a very poorly constructed table. FTR wins. Proclaimed Lucha dead and that Lucha sucks. and that was very nice. It was not bad. Phoenix didn't do a lot. I think he's hurt, so they just basically had him out there do the promo, and then they kind of eliminated him and had Penta work most of the match by himself. But so that was it was fine, I guess. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. What I did really like was Laredo Kid and Luchador Sorpresa versus Dralistico and Dragon Lee. So Luchador Sorpresa is a surprise luchador, and the surprise luchador was Willie Mack. So now we have to talk about Willie Mack. Willie Mack is now doing sexual chocolate. He was in the ring, swirling his hips like Rick Rude. It was absolutely hilarious. He looks like the uncredited fourth member of New Day. It was absolutely embarrassing, but at the same time, it was funny. It was some mix of New Day and Mark Henry, and he twerked at one point in this match. He really got over. Like, everybody was really interested in him after he started doing the dancing and the twerking and stuff. It was ridiculous. He ended up being one of the most over guys in the match. But this match ruled. This match was really good. I mean, you had Dragon Lee and Laredo Kid in the same match. How could it be bad? And their exchange together was excellent. It was really fun. I didn't know that Dragon Lee and Dralistico were brothers. I don't think I've ever seen Dralistico before. We're being honest. I watch AAA all the time. I'm not religious to it, so I really don't know if I've ever seen the kid before. But they're brothers. So this is another brother team in AAA. They did a springboard cutter from the top rope. Laredo Kid picked up Dragon Lee. No, it was Willie Mack. Had picked up Dragon Lee in a Doomsday device. And then Laredo Kid did a cutter from the top rope springboard. And that wasn't the finish because this is AAA, man. What are you talking about? So Dralistico and Dragon Lee win when Willie Mack gets pinned. After the match, Dragon Lee showed Laredo Kid some respect and challenged him for the AAA Cruiserweight title. Dralistico challenged the AAA Tag Team Champions, which would be FTR at this point. And I was all in on all of that. I'm all about watching Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler wrestle Dragon Lee and Dralistico. That's awesome. That sounds fun. Dragon Lee versus Laredo Kid, sign me the fuck up. Just tell me what time and what place. Those dudes rule. They're very good. This match was the best match on the show. It was the best match on the show, legit. It was good. Now, the six-man tag that featured the in-ring return of King Velasquez. So it was Los Mercenarios, Rey Escorpion, and Taurus. And I was confused by who was on their team because Pagano came out next. And I was like, that didn't make sense. And then Cain Velasquez came after him. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? Cain Velasquez is wearing a mask in this match. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then LA Park came out, monster reaction, as he should get. This is the original La Parka. If you're listening to this and you're like, what's going on? The original La Parka from WCW, he lost his gimmick because the gimmick was owned by AAA. They gave it to another guy. So if you heard that La Parka was dead, it was the second La Parka that died. The original La Parka is now called LA Park, and he got a huge reaction, as he should, because he's a legend. He rules. And then Psycho Clown came out. Psycho Clown is the John Cena of Mexico. The kids jumped the barricade to party with Psycho Clown. It was both two parts cool and weird at the same time. It was both cool and weird at the same time. Of course, it's always very cool to see children get so excited about something that but you can't have people hopping the barricades, man. Psycho Clown kind of stopped security from getting involved because they're just children. But it was really wholesome stuff that I'm pretty sure it's not a standard they want to set to continuously have children jump in the barricades to party with Psycho Clown. I'm pretty sure they don't want to do that. They might want to do a jump start at some point, and you don't want kids jumping the barricades because Psycho Clown is coming out there. You don't want that. So it ended up being Rey Escorpion, Taurus, and LA Park. That's the heel side. which was weird because Rey Scorpion seemed to be doing something babyface earlier in the match. They didn't understand it. Versus Pagano, Cain Velasquez, and Psycho Clown. So now, Cain Velasquez comes out there and he's wearing a Sun Devil mask. Because apparently, I guess he went to Arizona State University. So he was wearing this mask. I thought it was hilarious, man. And what made it even funnier is they worked the mask on Cain Velasquez throughout the match as if he was like a normal luchador and you didn't know who was under the mask. So it was... so they was like tearing at his mask and everything, threatening to, expose his face. And I was just sitting here like, we already know what this motherfucker look like, man. Like, he's... we already know. It is not like a Rey Mysterio thing where some people don't know. It's like anybody who knows who Cain Velasquez is knows what Cain Velasquez looks like. And the only reason why he's even here is because you know what he looks like. So it was Cain Velasquez again, trying to do a little bit of mixture of MMA and Lucha Libre. He did a little bit more successfully this time. He got the John Cena treatment in that he was the biggest babyface in the match and still got booed, especially since his main opponent was LA Park, and LA Park is a legend, been around for 30 years. Why wouldn't he get more cheers than Cain Velasquez? They did some spots to make Cain look like Superman, which of course got him booed, which was great. And then the finish was missed because some guy came out there. I had to go to Lucha Blog's Twitter account to figure out who that guy was. And then he seemed a little miffed about why the guy was even there. But the guy came out in the middle of the match just to stand on the stage. He began cutting his promo, stopped. The match continued. At some point, LA Park submitted to Cain Velasquez's armbar. And then they went right into the promo for this guy. And I was just kind of like, what the fuck? What is going on? What is going on? He came out there to talk some shit to Psycho Clown, because that's what everybody does. It was very weird. This is awful, of course. I like Taurus. I like LA Park. I like Pagano. He's pretty cool. Psycho Clown is fun. Cain Velasquez, I'm always going to at least be somewhat interested in whatever it is he does. But I did like some of the stuff he did in this match. He's getting the hang of wrestling. This is only his third or fourth wrestling match. He hadn't had that many. And I know it seems like for some people that he's been doing this for a long time, but he's been mostly training most of the time. He had one match in AAA before WWE came in and took him. And then he had one match in WWE. I'm not sure if he had a match since then. I think this might have been his first match back. So he wants to be a luchador. He wants to be a superstar in Mexico. Will he be back in WWE? Who knows? Who knows? But he definitely does need to get some more reps under his belt. And they threw him in the deep end with all these guys who are super over. And then gave him a Superman spot. Like, the spot was that Taurus and Scorpion was holding them back, was holding them into the ropes, like they had them tied up in the ropes, like Andre the Giant or something like that. And LA Park was just like giving them some pretty good chops to the chest. It wasn't nothing major. Then LA Park, bounces back to kind of prepare, and then he breaks free. I'm like, how he break free? Like, Taurus is a powerhouse wrestler. How did he break free? Like, how did he just rah? I'm like, oh fuck. Get out of here with that shit. So, of course, he got booed for all that stuff. And he ended up winning the match. Of course, he got booed. So, the main event, Bobby Fish, Jay Lethal, Samurai del Sol, Bandito, and El Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega title. I was actually very surprised at how over Bobby Fish was and Jay Lethal, considering they aren't really regulars in AAA. But I think that, Mexicans have televisions. They watch Ring of Honor. I'm pretty sure they watched AEW. They probably watch this stuff and know who these guys are. It's not like they're being shipped from the moon or anything like that. Bandito rules. Bandito is very good. If you follow my Ring of Honor stuff, I really love Bandito. If it were me, I would have put him over in this match. I just can't imagine putting Bandito in this match and him losing. But they did the right thing. A heel death Vikingo wins by pinning Samurai del Sol. It took him forever. He botched the finish. He was very nervous. He was like very nervous to win. Found out that El Hijo del Vikingo is only 24 years old, and he's already the AAA Mega Champion. That's very sweet. I'm sure the purpose of him winning the title is so he can lose it back to Kenny Omega when Kenny Omega comes back. I'm almost certain that's going to be the point of this whole ordeal. And Omega's supposed to be back in February, so who knows? If he's going to end up taking the title back. Conan said that he's going to give him a title shot when he came back, so we'll see. But the main event was okay. I would have preferred if they did something else. Being an American, watching this stuff, it's very weird to watch these shows, and there's a bunch of 6-man tags and a bunch of tag team matches. There's almost no one-on-one match. And that's really what I live for when it comes to wrestling, is the duel, the duel aspect of it. 2 men go in, 1 man come out. Rather than these chaotic, no tags, everybody jumping all over the place. Like, there's a place for it, but I can't watch a whole show of it. And sometimes, like, this show will just be on, and I'll be doing other stuff. And that's why I don't do full reviews of these shows. Because, like, I don't know who these guys are. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know who these guys are. And I may find some people that I know. So, overall, I think the show was a train wreck, like most AAA shows. I enjoyed one match fully from beginning to end, and that was and that even in that match, Willie Mack was doing all that gyrating and shit. But he's trying to get over. He's trying to get over in Mexico. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't gonna hate him. We sat through 8 years of New Day. So I guess allowing Willie Mack to get himself over in Mexico is just going to have to be okay with me. I just don't look forward to the day when he starts doing it in the United States. That's not going to be fun. The day I'm watching Impact and then Willie Mack starts gyrating and popping his butt and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be a fan of that. It's going to get ripped for sure. But as long as it's in Mexico, I'm just going to pretend that it's not happening. All right. So overall, did I mention that Taya Valkyrie is back? And she was dressed like Captain Crunch. If I did not mention that Taya Valkyrie is back and she was dressed like Captain Crunch, then she is. She challenged Deonna Purrazzo, and who is the AAA Women's Champion. And okay, that's fine. I don't see. I think AAA is mostly her speed anyway, and plus that's just a beginning. She'll end up in AEW in no time. The Captain Crunch look for wrestlers is really becoming very popular, with the glittery jackets, where it's the blue military admiral jackets. That's the Captain Crunch jacket. And so many people I see wearing it. Xavier Woods was wearing one on SmackDown when he was the king. He wore a Captain Crunch jacket. Cody is always wearing them shits. And now Taya is wearing it. It's like the Effie jacket now. If you don't know who the Effie is, he's the weirdo who does GCW. And he wears these pink spiked jackets. And I think that I've started seeing people wear them. I think Becky Lynch wore one recently too. I think hers might have been red, but it's an Effie jacket. And these kind of things just permeate wrestling with the copycatting. It's very weird. Need to stop it though. But Taya Valkyrie ended up in AAA is very cool. I don't have a problem with that. That's her home away from home anyway. So all is well. It's like when Mickie James decided to go back to Impact. It was the right decision. She'll probably end up going back to Impact too. So thank you guys for listening. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Donate to the channel. Thank you guys for your time, and I will talk to you guys later.
Skin tone, so why attach yourself and piggyback the wealth you didn't earn or lack yourself? I'm telling you to own up to your own success and failures. It's a reason why these sleazy